Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Today, I am not alone. As you can see, we've got this very handsome gentleman, Beau Crabill. I got that right, didn't I?
Yeah, Beau Crabill.
Awesome. He is quite a few things actually. So let's just reel them off, okay? First of all, the reason why you're all here. First of all, he's a 7-figure Amazon seller. Tick, done that. Also, you're part of the 2 Comma Club through ClickFunnels.
Yeah.
A athlete.
You used to be dropped out. You used to be a Division 1 athlete for a few days until I left school.
And yeah, dropped out of college.
Yep.
20 years old. So this is going to be an incredible video, right? I'm going to interview him, and I've done a canvas on Facebook to ask some questions, so I'm going to answer those questions, or he's going to answer those questions in this video. Make sure, of course, you are subscribed with your notifications turned on. Let's get into the video right now. Thank you ever so much for joining us. What I'm going to do is just hand it over to you, and if you can give everyone a bit of an idea about who you are, your backstory, so they can understand a bit more about you first.
Yeah, so I'll give you kind of a story about how I kind of got started with e-commerce and tell you a little bit more about myself. So when I was 12 years old, I saw Nike came out with some elite socks, and people were going crazy for them. People were paying $12, or I guess probably like £10 for these socks. And what I had the idea is simply to dye them different colors and then sell them to kids at school. And after a few months after that happened, and I made a good amount of money with my friends, we got shut down from the principals at school, and we're not allowed to sell them at school anymore. But I had the idea to list them on eBay, because my father actually taught me how to list things on eBay a couple years behind. And I listed them on eBay, and just right away I was doing a couple $1,000s a month. And me being a 12-year-old making a couple $1,000s a month, I was like, oh wow, there's money to be made in this space. I was just instantly addicted to it, and I just want to figure out how do I make more and more money on selling on eBay or selling online. So started doing a bunch of weird things, like absolutely every single business model you could think of in eBay. I was trading stuff on Craigslist, I was drop shipping, I was going to retail stores and flipping them online, I was buying things in bulk from China, sometimes even putting my name brands on it. Then I was got to the point where I was probably a freshman or so in high school, and I was making good money. I was making way more than my teachers at the point, and I just want to figure out how I can scale and automate the business. So that's where I actually heard Amazon, that you can send the products to Amazon, they can do the shipping, because I was spending like 4 hours a night on just shipping out products. So figured out Amazon FBA, eliminate that process so I can sell more units. And 6 months down the road, I got suspended on Amazon. And the reason why I got suspended is because I found out that I am not allowed to go buy from retail stores all the time and just sell them on Amazon. And once I got suspended, that really got me motivated to figure out how to do things legit, so buy from legit wholesalers and distributors. Got connected with a few people who knew what they were doing. Then I figured out how to get connected with those wholesalers and distributors to buy low and sell higher on Amazon. And that's pretty much where I'm at today in regards to my Amazon business. Now, one thing I'm probably leaving out a little bit is kind of a background story, just myself personally. So in high school, I wasn't really too focused on making money on eBay and Amazon. It was more just a hobby, because I was a pretty good runner. Sophomore year I joined track and was pretty good. I got a lot of scholarships offered to me. I took a lot of visits to schools, and my senior year of high school, I committed to Pepperdine University to run track and cross country, and that was basically what I was doing. I was going to have my Amazon business to create some nice extra income on the side. I wasn't really paying anything for school because I had a scholarship. I got to Pepperdine University, went there for preseason camp, and I instantly knew that there's no way I can run my business, be a student athlete at the same time. So left school, left running, and that's where I dropped out and scaled my Amazon business from there, and just been full throttle with that. So
that's awesome. That's definitely a wicked story. That's a lot to happen, especially from 12. Yeah. In the comments, what were you doing when you were 12 years old? I don't even know. I don't even know. Like, that you can remember that is just impressive.
12's not too long ago. I just turned 20, so it's still pretty young.
Yeah, that's made me feel old. Great. But yeah, in the comments, guys, what were you like? If you can imagine starting business at 12, like what position that would put you in now? And I think that's one thing that I want people to be aware of before we move on with the rest of the video, is that for a lot of people just looking at face value, they'll think, oh man, you're like 20 and you've made like loads and loads of money. Yeah. It must have happened very quickly. But what you guys have to appreciate is that you did it, you started when you were 12. So
yeah,
it's still 8 years.
It took me 8 years to become overnight success or whatever. So, I mean,
8 years overnight. A few overnight thing.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about Amazon. So can you explain the business model a little bit more to people? Because a lot of people that follow me will understand what private labeling is, but you do something different to private labeling.
Yes, so this is going to get interesting. So yeah, my business model is totally different. So I know a lot of people follow Jonny, you're talking about private label. So what I do is I sell name brand products. So things like Apple, Dr. Dre Beats, Hasbro, Mattel. Like if you went into Walmart, or I think you guys, it's called like Asada or
Asda.
Asda. So if you walk into Asda, like I sell the same products they're selling. So just name brands. And what I do is I'll buy them in bulk from companies located in the United States, or if I'm selling in Europe, I'll source from UK distributors, wholesalers. I buy them in bulk, have those suppliers ship them to an Amazon warehouse, so I'm not really touching these products, and then they get checked in Amazon warehouse, and Amazon sells them individually to the customers. So I'm not creating up brands, I'm not having to like do marketing, I don't have to go pay people to get pictures, the pictures are already there, I don't have to go create listings, I just gotta make sure I buy them low enough and sell high enough. So that's
so it's wicked, yeah. So we're still using FBA.
Yep, still using FBA, still using Amazon, still Seller Central. It's all that good stuff, but I'm just not. The listings are already made, so you may know what an ASIN is. If you go create your private label product, you're gonna have that ASIN, and no one else can sell on it unless you get hijackers. They gotta kick them off. So what I'm doing is technically hijacking, but I'm allowed to do it because I have the rights to go sell those products.
Damn hijackers.
Yeah.
So no, you have the rights, you have the authority to be able to
Yes, so
to sell those
when
products.
I'm selling a product, there will be multiple people on that listing, but we all have the rights to do it. Now, if they go sell fake products and buy from China, then they'll probably get their account suspended. So
we don't want to do that. So what you really do is you're finding authorized distributors of these products, like Apple or like Beats or whatever, and then you're getting them sent to Amazon directly, so you never touch the products, just like private labeling, and then you're having it on the listing so that when customers come to buy, they click buy, they buy your product, they don't know that you're buying your products,
and then you make
you make whatever you've been able to negotiate plus the FBA fee plus your selling fee, and then you get the profit, right?
Yep, exactly.
Cool. So let's just talk about a little bit about the money, because I know you guys want to hear that. And I will put up some like proof as such. So we'll record your phone, do a little like a refresh. I'll have that come up now. So at the moment, how much roughly are you doing through all your different Amazon stores? Yeah,
so the past 30 days on my main Amazon account, about 122,000 bucks. In sales, I have a couple other smaller accounts. I also sell in the UK, where I'm doing about like 20,000 pound right now. So you round it close to about $150,000 in the past 30 days.
Fantastic. And what would you then expect to do maybe for the rest, like the whole of 2018? What is your kind of projected, including Christmas and stuff like that?
Yeah. So the whole I know my goal for the holiday season is to get to 300,000 consistently per month, because my biggest struggle right now, not really say struggle, just staying in stock on a few items. That's like the biggest struggle, is just making sure I'm staying in stock. But I think in 2018, I have to go look at my account right now. I have it all in inventory labs and everything, but should do around the 3 million, I think, mark off, because I think the holiday season will be really well. Might be off on that a little bit. I mean, I've had better months, but I think around 3 should be
cool. So they're big numbers, right? They're wicked, and a lot of people watching this will be thinking, okay, cool. How, like, what's your one big tip? Was there something that you realized that changed it from a like successful business to that where it's a very successful business? Because I got quite a few questions about this. Was there one thing that you did, or was it just a sequence of events that enabled you to scale from like 6 figures a year to the 7 figures?
I'll try to keep this kind of short, but in this business there's 2 types of deals. There's products that you can reorder, and products that you can't go reorder. So products that you can't reorder, kind of opportunity buys, closeouts, they typically have higher ROIs and profits, but you can't go reorder them. So you might buy a 1-month inventory and you're never going to sell it again. The stuff that you can reorder, normal stock, it may have lower profits, but you can reorder it over and over and over again. So what I started doing probably about 8 months ago is just focus way more on the products I can reorder over and over and over again. And now I'm at the point where I have a couple products that just this year are going to profit me over $100,000. So the reason why I'm going for the products I can reorder over and over again, because spending less time on it, I'm not having to go source more products, because there are products on Amazon, say like just some like Xbox consoles. Xbox consoles are doing like $500,000 a month just off that listing. So I'm just gotta figure out how do I get the most amount of that $500,000 in sales. So biggest thing that I would say kind of...
Because I think this is something that I didn't understand when I first started.
Yeah.
You want to capture a percentage of those sales, right?
Well, yeah. So the biggest thing is staying in stock as most as possible, because let's say there's 2,000 sales off these Xbox consoles per month. If I can go buy 50 units, yeah, I'll sell 50, but then I want to get to the point where I'm getting as close as possible to the majority of the sales. Because let's say there's only 3 sellers in there and I'm the 4th, then the potential of how many sales I could get would be 500, because 2,000 divided by 4, that would be 500. So if I can get to the point where I'm just making sure I'm staying in stock 100% of the time, then that would give me the most amount of sales, if that makes sense.
Awesome, yeah. So you basically you want a piece of the pie,
yes,
right?
Yeah,
you want a percentage of the pie, and you have ways to work out roughly what percentage.
Yeah. So then I focus on, okay, get the most amount of pie on this product, and then move on to the next one, and the next one, and the next one. That just helps.
So that's how you scale.
Yep.
So that's how you get from like the 6 figures a year to 6 figures a month.
Yes, and then you also got to figure out how much you want to pay yourself, or if you want to reinvest onto the business. I try to put as much money back into the business, so if I sell 1,000 units, I make $10 on it, then I'll get that $10,000 and go buy more products with it.
Cool. And was there, like, how long did it take you for actually to take a wage? Because this is a really important topic in both private labeling and like online retail in terms of what you do.
Yeah.
When did you start to be able to take money out of the business? And what's your advice to people as well? Yeah,
so when I was in high school and middle school making money, I never took a dime out. So during that entire time, I never really paid myself a wage because I didn't really need to. I was in school, I was living with my parents. And then, 11 months ago, I dropped out of college. So before that, there was really no point to pay myself a wage. So it wasn't until about 7 months ago where I actually started paying myself. I've got set up with my banks now where I'm paying myself like 15 grand, which like I still don't even do much with that 15 grand. My living expenses are still pretty low. I put the rest into investments back in my Amazon business. So it took me a while. I guess if you say from 12 years old to whatever 19, I didn't start paying myself till I was 19 about. So hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, and I think that's a big lesson for everyone is do as much as you can to reinvest your profits, because you can't scale, can you? You can't.
Because how you make sales in this business is having inventory that's selling. So more inventory you have, which is going to cost more money, the more sales you're going to get. So if you're thinking, oh, okay, cool, I'm doing 100,000, 150,000 bucks a month, that's cool. But if you have $1,000, you're not going to do that. But if you have $1,000 and you do 1,500, 2,000 bucks in sales, that's great. Figure out how you can go get more money to go do that.
So when people were looking to start, because you teach people how to do it on your YouTube channel, so let's plug your YouTube channel first of all right now. It's obviously linked down below, so just go and subscribe right now. You put out loads and loads of content on your channel.
I got a lot of videos.
Loads of videos, and they're really informative as well. You do hate on private label a bit.
A little too much.
But that's okay. We like throwing
I hate
stones.
More on retail arbitrage. So
but that's all right. But yeah, go subscribe to it. That's going to be linked down below. Leave a comment on like your latest video, just saying like Jonny sent me here.
I'll call back to you guys. I'll answer any questions you got. Always feel free to reach out. I do live streams about once a week on YouTube and also on Instagram. But yeah, always feel free to reach out. Comment down any questions. I'll get back to you.
So if you're intrigued at this point, then just go and do that now so you don't forget. And in terms of how much would someone need to get started? What's the, because you've helped a lot of people do it, and some of your students are very, very successful. What's your kind of advice in terms of getting started? How much money do you really, like realistically, what do you actually need, and what can you make? You know what I mean?
So I'd say realistically, I'd say the minimums you need will probably be $2,000 to $3,000. Now, personally myself, I will make purchase orders all the time of $500, $700. Literally on my trip when I was in Hungary, I made a purchase order of $400. Now, the reason why I say $2,000 to $3,000 is because many suppliers, a lot of them, will have MOQs, meaning that you have to spend X amount of dollars with them or X amount of units to make an order with them. So about the average is $1,000 to $1,500. Some suppliers may have $2,000 for MOQ. So that's why I suggest $2,000 to $3,000, because you don't want to, if you have $1,000 and you buy $1,000 worth of inventory, that's not going to be good for cash flow because you're not able to go buy more products. But if you have $2,000 or $3,000 and you can go make 3 orders of $1,000 or make 2 orders of $1,000 and then have another $1,000 to go reorder products, it'd be better for cash flow. So yeah.
And what about in terms of what can someone expect in return from that?
Yes. So the cool thing about this business, the more time you spend with suppliers, build relationships with them, and make orders with them, the better deals you're going to see. So, I mean, when you're getting starting out, what I tell people is like, okay, if you find 10% ROI, so meaning you buy a product for $100 and you profit $10 on it, if you can do that your first time around, that's great, because probably the next time you're going to see 20%, 30%. But I would say like the industry average is about 30% ROI, which with private, like compared to private label, that's probably low, because like, but also keep in mind we're not doing advertising and we're not like, there's less work involved. But if you can make 20% on your first get-go, or even 10, 15, that's great to start out with. But ideally you want to get to the point where you're getting in the 25, 30%, like close to where I'm at.
So you want to basically build the relationships with your distributors, so
yes.
they give you the better deals.
That's going to make you the most amount of money, is building relationships with suppliers, because I know every single supplier I work with has either a better spreadsheet or better products to offer you, but you just need to build trust with them first.
You need to be their customer first before they let you in the door, basically.
Yep.
Okay, I understand. They need to see that you're legit first.
Yes, yeah.
Now, in terms of kind of the process of getting started, how long does it normally sort of take? Because with private labeling, there is, we have to get the products manufactured, so that has a finite amount of time. It might take 20 days, so it takes a little bit longer. So, but with what you're doing, how long would it normally take? So if you were to want to find a product, right, you want to go right now, you want to find a new product to sell, how long between you going out and finding it, like you personally, but then also someone that's starting out?
Yeah, so if I want to go find more products, me personally, if it's Monday through Friday, it can take me 10 minutes, right? I can go find more products. I literally can just go email a supplier right now. They'll probably respond to me within like 15 minutes from now, and I can go order 20 minutes after that. However, okay, it's going to be different. You want to get to that point, and you can get to that point. However, when you're first starting out, it might take some time to get your business set up. So, and a reseller's permit if you're a U.S. citizen. So if you're a U.S. citizen, you need this thing called a reseller's permit. That can take a couple weeks. So I would say conservatively like 3 weeks to get your business set up, and then you'll probably spend another couple weeks, maybe another 3 weeks contacting suppliers and going through a list of inventory. But then once you're set up with those suppliers and you've researched the inventory, you can order right away. And then probably after 1 to 2 weeks, you'll start to see sales, because it'll take about a week or so, like conservative numbers again, to get the products delivered to Amazon, and another week for Amazon to check it in. So just to kind of recap that, once you're set up with suppliers, I would say about 2 weeks. But it might take a couple weeks to get set up with suppliers, then maybe another few weeks to get your business set up.
So 4 or 6 weeks?
Yeah.
About 4 to 6
That's what I've definitely seen from people go from absolute beginner. Generally, their first sales happen within 6 weeks. Some people more, some people less.
Depends on the person, I guess.
Yes, yeah.
Depends on the person.
Depends how, and also the state you live in. Some states like California will take several weeks. Nevada will take you 4 to 8 hours to get your business set up.
Okay, well. Now, in terms of the UK, so a lot of people that watch this channel are in the UK, and I know one of the questions that they're asking is, can I do this in the UK?
Yeah.
You sell in the UK?
Yeah.
So can you talk to a little bit about that?
Yeah. So you can definitely do this in the UK. I mean, this is my first time ever being outside the country. So before this, I've never been in Europe, but I've sold in Europe for quite a while now. And you can do the same exact thing. There is a little bit which is kind of rough right now. I would say the UK and European market isn't the greatest right now because of with VAT. So a lot of sellers right now are not being compliant with the VAT. So a lot of sellers are undercut prices right now in the UK market. But if you can find the right products, yeah, 100% can work in the UK. Same exact process. Buy from suppliers located in the UK, ship them to UK Amazon warehouse, and you're good to go from there. So, and because I also sell in Spain, Italy, France, and Germany, and you can kind of do that with having your inventory in the UK, and it disperses to all those countries as well, so you can do that as well.
So it's nice and easy. The only difference is, slight difference is setting up your company, which in the UK is very cheap and it takes about 2 days.
Yeah.
And then you're just getting UK suppliers rather than US suppliers. Yeah. And then, well, actually, when you start, you're not going to be VAT registered anyway. If you're a new company.
Yeah, if you're a UK citizen, you don't need to VAT registered. If you're a US citizen, yeah.
Yeah, if you're outside the UK, selling in the UK, you need to register. Anyway, that's another video. I've got videos on that if you want to know about that. Okay, so we know the business model. We know kind of your story. We know that it's possible. We know the money you can make. Is there anything, any questions that you get kind of time and time again that we haven't covered that you think is important for people to know?
Yeah, so definitely I see a lot of questions I get from people is more just like, okay, how can I get started? How does this exactly work? How to go find suppliers? I mean, I would say the question on like how to get started is definitely like research first. So, because the biggest thing, like this business works is pretty simple. As you're hearing me talk about, like, oh wow, that sounds really simple. But I would say you need a few things. You're gonna need information, motivation, and confidence. But I'll also say motivation is complete BS, because if you knew how to buy something for $10 and turn that $10 into 15, you're gonna do that over and over and over again. So you actually need confidence that you can actually go do that. Because with me, I'm very confident whenever I buy a product that's gonna go make money. As someone starting out, your biggest fear, your biggest question you're gonna have is, what if it doesn't make money? How do I know if it's a good product? So definitely, in the beginning, you just learn the information. I mean, I have a bunch of content on YouTube. Go learn as much as you can. Understand product research, really important, and just build that confidence, because you don't need, this business isn't going anywhere. People are gonna be buying low and selling higher forever. So build the confidence that you can go buy low and sell higher, because as soon as you figure out you can go turn $10 into 15, you're gonna figure out how to go find as many $10 bills as possible.
That's it. That's a wicked advice. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna end up the video here. I'm gonna say thank you for like explaining all that to all these guys that may not have understood what this was before. I would highly recommend, because we've only just glanced over some of the topics. Yeah, there's a lot to go. There is a lot to go through it. So go and sub to his channel. Go look through some of the videos. There's loads of videos on there, and of course, just reach out to you if they have any questions. I'm sure you're happy to kind of answer a few questions. Yeah, thank you for having me on here, and thank you for every single person watching, and yeah, just grateful for this. Awesome. That is it, guys. By the way, if you wanted to know, we're in Hyde Park, so we're kind of just sitting on the ground, if anyone wants to know that. If you have any questions at all that you want to kind of like get answered as soon as possible, leave them down in the comments. Maybe if you can hang around for a couple of days just looking at the comments. I'll definitely check those out. Yeah, and just check them out and get back to him. But yeah, again, like I said, if you go sub to his channel, get any questions, reach out to him directly. I hope you enjoyed that video, and we'll see you all very, very soon. Bye.